This video is sponsored by Card Kingdom. You can visit their store by using my referral link in the description below. Okay. So an interesting pick here. Creepy Puppeteer is quite strong. It often adds a bunch of damage to the board out of nowhere. It's quite good. And it's a rare you first pick a lot, but it's not a bomb. These other two uncommons, the board and the hearse, haven't impressed me a whole lot. But I like Hero's Downfall a lot, obviously. Being able to kill whatever you want is a big deal. Yeah, I mean, after that, this pack has a drop-off to, like, Drogskull Infantry and the Celebrants, which are good, but yeah. It's either the Puppeteer or Hero's Downfall. It's an interesting pick. I think I like the Downfall a little more. They're pretty comparable cards overall. This one is double black, so, you know, maybe harder to cast if we don't end up in black than this, but I think we take Downfall over Puppeteer in the end. Removal just seems so important in this format. Like, it's important in all formats, right? But it's more important in this one than in most, because of all the bombs. Okay, so Patrick Crawler, another rare. I mean, it's definitely worse than Creepy Puppeteer, but it's an okay rare. I mean, it's mostly just a solid card. Sometimes it can take over games late, but yeah. So I'm kind of leaning towards Wolf Strike. Our two black cards here aren't especially good. Wolf Strike is really good. It's a great removal spell. I think you take it over all the stuff in this pack. This is a pretty mediocre pack overall. I think the next best cards like Flourishing Hunter, and then probably Patchwork Crawler and Militia Rallier, something like that. Rural Recruit's not bad either, but yeah. There's a Celebrants here too, so there's stuff, but yeah. Okay, so we're just getting handed all of the really good removal, you know, in this opening pack. Child of the Pack is great, but, you know, it is multicolored. If you're not, like, guaranteed to end up in it, you know, your chances of ending up in it are lower than if you take something like a Braid, which is also very splashable. I have tried the Spider. I haven't been impressed with that deck overall. But I think we take a Braid here. You know, we're just going to continue to take whatever the best card in the packs are, especially when they're, like, I think significantly better than the other cards. I mean, Child of the Pack maybe is as good, but the multicolored thing is enough to make me like it less. Okay, so Luring Suitor's great. You know, if you've been watching my drafts, you've seen me have a lot of success with it. I think it's one of the best red uncommons. It might just be the best red uncommon, even over the 3-mana deal 5 removal spell. It's just so easy to transform and so powerful that, you know, both once it transforms, it's a really powerful card. And it is what we're going to take here. Okay, so Wedding Security is pretty good. You do have to end up in a synergistic enough deck that I don't love taking it here. Cruel Witness, also quite good. Gluttonous Guest and Blood Petal Celebrant. You know, these are all pretty nice cards to have as your pick 5. I'm leaning towards a Celebrant, given the direction we seem to be headed in. I mean, we have a little bit of a reason to sort of start moving into more aggressive decks, like with Alluring Suitor especially. And it's just good in any deck anyway. You know, so is Cruel Witness, really, but you do have to end up in blue, obviously, so we don't have any blue cards yet. So I think these are comparable enough that I just take the card that's on color for us. Okay. So I'd say red's pretty open. Voldaren Epicure is pretty good. Gift of Fangs is too. Which do I want more? Yeah, that's a good question. I think we probably go for Gift of Fangs over the first Epicure. It's close, though, but, you know, removal's removal. And it also has some flexibility with, like, our vampires, which is cool. Okay, so some more decent black and red stuff here. Edgar's Awakening. You have to end up in a deck with enough, blood to really want to use it, because you need to be able to use both modes consistently, because just the reanimation mode isn't a very good card. So when you have both modes and you can do the reanimation part, sometimes it's nice. But we've also just got like a Belligerent Guest and a Doomed Dissenter. I think this requires enough setup and enough of something we want to reanimate that I think I just take Belligerent Guest here. Okay. So things looked pretty open for a while there. They don't feel super open in this pack. Hookhand Mariner's quite good. I think it's what we take over these other things. I think it's just the best card in the pack. And we do have one green card already, so... Okay. Things really, you know, they looked like things were getting to us pretty late there for a while, but now it's starting to dry up. I think we want the Dawnheart Disciple. Nice little 2-drop. So, it's interesting for the Spider to still be here. It is an awkward enough card, and the blue-green archetype is one of the harder to make work in the format, like synergistically, that it makes sense. I might take it here over like a Rural Recruit. The Recruit's fine, though I probably just take it. Yeah, we'll just take the Recruit. Oh, wow. Okay, well, I guess that means we're in red-green. I didn't think that was going to wheel. Yeah, these are all playable red-green cards, and this is a very powerful Signpost uncommon. So, Child of the Pack it is. And we'll grab a Toxic Scorpion here. And Piercing Light is obviously better than the Rescue. Okay, so we could have 2 Heroes Downfalls, but obviously our mana just isn't going to support that. And we have a Dollhouse of Horrors anyway, which is a very powerful card. It's like, it's definitely a bomb. There's like tiers of bombs, you know. This format has so many that there need to be tiers. And it's probably in like the bottom tier of bombs because it takes a while, you know, a few turns to get going. But, you know, it's not that hard to make it work. And it is what we take here. It's great. Pack one, pick one, I would even take it over Downfall. Other than that, you know, I wouldn't mind an Infestation Expert. Maybe we'll be lucky and that'll wheel too. I don't know. We'll take a Dollhouse of Horrors here, though. Doesn't feel like we're going to be in black, but we'll keep in mind we have 2 pretty good black cards. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, this is interesting. So, Dreadfeast Demon is one of the bigger bombs in the set. We're not really in black, but like I just said, we have 2 good black cards, so it's not entirely insane. Yeah. I mean, we're not giving up a lot by taking it here anyway. Like, another Celebrant would be nice. Fearful Villagers, okay. But we're not giving up anything great. I think we just take the Demon, and I don't know. Try to find a way. Yeah, if green does have enough fixing that finding a way to, like, splash our Abrade or something, and our Child of the Pack might be worth it. I mean, we'll see. We'll see how things pan out. You know, black just... It didn't look particularly open in the last pack, so there's a chance it just won't be. Okay, so we've got another Flame... Or another Abrade and a Flame Blessed Bolt. I like them both, but I like Abrade enough more that I think I just take it here. Yeah. Okay. Aruth is pretty cool, but takes a little bit of work. Voldaren Epicure, quite good. It's probably just what we take here. You know, if we end up with enough blood, we could maybe think about trying to find a way to fix, but... actually, do I just want the Mariner in this deck? I mean, if we're going to end up in black-red, the Epicure is better, but if we're going to be in red-green, it's not, like, amazing. And this is just such a nice little 4-drop. I think I just take the Mariner here. Well, we could have had a lot of Vile Spawn Spiders, and I think if you have a critical mass of them, they're actually probably pretty good. It just, you know, normally doesn't pan out that way. So yeah, we're not seeing any black already. So this, you know, taking the Demon was worth the pick for sure, but it may not work out. I think we'll take Snarling Wolf here. It's a fine 1-drop. Okay. Some nice stuff here. Again, not really any black cards, but the Stalker's a nice werewolf. Cloaked Cadet is quite good. It's not that hard to turn it into sort of a value engine. It's way better in like green-white, but even on its own, it does some serious work. I think maybe, given what we're doing, we want Oakshade Stalker more. How's our curve looking? Looks all right. I think we want the Stalker a little more. Right now, we don't have any wolf or werewolf payoffs, I guess. But it's likely we get some, and yeah. So I think that's fine. Okay, so we'll take another belligerent guest here. Not really anything else for us in this pack. So yeah, the demon, you know, we didn't give up a lot to take it, so it doesn't hurt my soul that much, but, you know, it is really powerful. Okay, now we'll take a Cloak Cadet pretty happily. Okay, so the Infestation Expert Wield. I think we take it. What we kind of need, I think, to tie this deck together is the Werewolf ramp things, which would be cool. Yeah, you know, if we had taken... oh, I guess that's a black card, too. The Black Reanimation spell wouldn't have really worked. So many Vile Spawn Spiders. You know, the Scorpion's okay. It's definitely better in a more defensive deck than in this one, but... Grab a Bramble Armor that we're never going to play. I mean, this does add 2 mana of 81 color, so, you know, we've got 2 of them. If we really wanted to go hard and try to splash that demon, we could, I guess. It's not a great idea, mana-wise, but it is tempting. I mean, one thing to keep in mind is that our red isn't actually that deep. I mean, Alluring Suitor and 2 Abrades is really good. The rest of our red, well, and Child of the Pack, the rest of our red's not that great. So there may still be a possibility of ending up in this deck, depending on what we see. There's a pretty good black rare. You know, even on its own, it's a 3 mana 3/1 that makes a 2/2 when it dies. We're not going to have so many zombies, given how our draft has gone so far, that that's going to work out for us. So I don't think we take it, but it is tempting. I think we probably just grab another Alluring Suitor here. I like the Ripsaw more, but I like the Suitor even more than I like the Ripsaw. So yeah, I think we grab another Suitor. We wouldn't mind Weavers of Blossoms, but I think the Suitor's so good that I have to take it over the Weaver of Blossoms. It does mean, you know, like, look, we have more red stuff, and that matters too. So we've got 2 really good 2-drop sort of wolf payoffs. We're doing reasonably well on Wolves and Werewolves. We got 6. The Ridge Wolf, this is sort of better in the late game, and this is better in the early game. So it's kind of interesting to think about which of these I want more. I think I like the Wolf, the Runebound Wolf, a little more than the Hungry Ridge Wolf, but it's close. Maybe we do need 2 drops badly enough. Well, never mind. You're both 2 drops. So that part doesn't matter. Okay, so braid number 3. Yeah, if there's a Wolf Strike in that pack, I probably would have taken it if I overlooked that. You're probably right. So Foreboding Statue is some ramp and some fixing, but I think our deck's aggressive enough that I'm not, like, all over that. We do have an Evolving Wilds. So if we really wanted to try to play the demon, it would make it easier, but I just think our mana will be so bad if we try that, even with Evolving Wilds, that I think we just grab another Abrade here and are happy with that. Okay. Options here. Flame Blessed Bolt is really good. I think we have so many Abrades at this point that I don't desperately need one, and I think just grabbing another good wolf is probably what we want to do here. Yeah, so just grab a Ridge Wolf. Okay, well, I'm happy to get another Runebound Wolf. You know, if we had gone hard on fixing, I think we might have been able to play that demon with these 2 Evolving Wilds and stuff. It's interesting. But we'll take Runebound Wolf here. Pretty happy with that. Okay, well, pretty happy with Child of the Pack, too. Man, we could have had 3 Evolving Wilds. I think 3 Evolving Wilds and like 1 Nature's Embrace is probably would have been enough fixing that we would have played the demon. That said, I think we probably like the Celebrant a little more than the Epicure in this deck. And that's what we're going to take here. Alright, I like getting this Ripsaw back. I do like Massive Might, but I like Ripsaw even more. Oh, there's a second Ripsaw. I don't know that I want 2, but it's more likely to make the cut than Rural Recruit is. Alright, another Ridge Wolf, that's great. I mean, Red-Green was just really open. It's actually kind of disappointing we didn't get more of the payoffs, given how open it was. They just weren't opened, probably. But we did pick up 2 Runebound Wolves and 2 Hungry Ridge Wolves in this final pack, so I guess I can't be too upset. I mean, that really beefed up our deck in terms of its removal. But yeah, it is a little bit of a bummer. I mean, you know, I'd have to go back and look at what I picked. Was it worth taking those things over fixing? Because you do need a lot to fix a double-colored card. Okay, well, we are just going to grab an Evolving Wilds. I don't love Weary Prisoner, and it makes our mana better no matter what. And if, like, maybe the others are going to wheel, I don't think so, but it'll make our mana better no matter what. And if we decide to splash something, it does allow it, so, you know. I think people really overrate how big of a deal Evolving Wilds is in terms of being a tap land. Might play a Flourishing Hunter, I guess. It's way better to make your mana better than it is to worry about it being a tap land. It's just not going to come up that much in Limited. I get it when you're like an all-out aggressive deck in Constructed, you don't want tap lands, but Limited is a very different animal. Okay. So, pretty happy with this thing overall. I don't think we're a Toxic Scorpion deck. That's a pretty easy cut. Royal Recruit is probably on the lower end of power in this deck, too. I think we have plenty of humans, but, well, we do, but we don't have any other way to put counters on things. Well, I guess this does it. No, it doesn't. Yeah, we probably don't want the Cadet, sadly. If we had other ways to put counters on things, we'd be all over it. But we're not. We don't. So I think it's an easy enough cut there. The question is whether we're a Flourishing Hunter deck. I haven't gotten to play with or against this yet, I don't think. Maybe I played against it once, and it was just too late. I know it didn't kill me. So, a few more cuts. I mean, do we need Flourishing Hunter in this deck? I kind of feel like we're aggressive enough that we're not as interested in Flourishing Hunter. We'd probably also go down to one Ripsaw. Yeah, I don't think we run the Hunter in this deck. So yeah, it would have been nice to pick up some of those Mana Werewolves. I think that would have made this deck substantially better. However, I think the deck still looks pretty good. Would have been nice, you know, we didn't get any of like the really powerful uncommon werewolf payoffs, but because we have two Child of the Packs, you know, and these two drops, you know, I'm okay with it. And then we just have nice aggro cards, like Alluring Suitor is really powerful. Yeah, we probably go down to one Saw, like I was saying, and then we have one more cut to make. I mean, Belligerent Guest isn't amazing in this deck, especially because we didn't get any tricks or anything like that. I could probably go down to one Guest. You know, Dawnhart Disciple may be worth a look. It's definitely one of those. One Guest or the Disciple. It's funny how many multiples we have in this deck. Like, these are multiples. We have two of a bunch of things and three of one thing. I think I like the Disciple more than the Guest in this deck. If we had tricks, I think I'd be more into the Guest, but we mostly don't. Alright. So I think this is probably our deck. Yeah, looks pretty good. There's something to be said for maybe cutting this Wolf. It's way better if you have, like, the 2-mana 1/1 who puts a counter on itself every combat when you have a Wolf in play. Like, because it gets growing right away. But it's probably still worth it in this deck overall. Okay. The Guest with the Saw is a thing. So it was like literally any other creature in the the Saw. But yeah, I know what you mean. Deck looks good, though. I mean, we have very nice aggressive curve outs. We've got good removal. You know, we didn't end up with any of the removal that kills, like, everything, which can sometimes be a problem. But we did end up with a lot of removal. And then we have nice late game, too, if we need it. Yeah, like our Runebound Wolves can close games out, as can our Dollhouse thing. Okay, I mean, I think this is a keep. We're on the draw. We can already play 2 cards that are in our hand. It's acceptable. Okay. You think they're holding up a Syncopate here? Let's find out. Yep. Well, maybe not. Maybe they're just going to kill it. Okay, I think it's worth playing the Runebound Wolf here, although this thing already trades, so it's probably more efficient just to play our Belligerent Guest. Because, like, yeah, what would happen is we get in for 1 damage. Like, the difference isn't enough, I don't think, to use our mana less efficiently, so we'll just attack with the Ridge Wolf. Hello, Lord of Ironforge. Yeah, seemed like green was crazy open for a while there. Well, I don't hate them playing that. Hey, we're gonna get green mana. Nice. Alright, so we definitely attack with our guest here. I'm sure they trade again. It's too bad we don't have tricks, because that would really bust things wide open in these situations. The Celebrant is a better attacker than the Runebound Wolf, so I think we probably go with it. I'm just gonna do this now, even though it gives them some information, but it's better than me forgetting about it. So, okay. You know, it's a bummer. They've had such a slow start, but because of our, well, I guess we wouldn't have been able to do that much because they've been pretty defensive and effectively blocking us and stuff. But it seems like we should have been able to do a bunch of damage to them early in this game, right? But we did not. This is, in fact, the first damage we're doing. And that worries me, you know, that we haven't hurt them yet, and they're a blue-black deck who can probably win the long game. So we need to start messing them up some. Okay, probably just play both 2-drops here. Hope they don't have a sweeper. There aren't a lot of them in this format, but... Ooh. Okay, they don't have anything good. I mean, you know, they don't have anything problematic, I should say, to put on top of their library. So that's good. Yeah, blue-black, I'm with you. I mean, I ranked my archetypes in a video last weekend, and blue-black has been a pretty big bummer overall. Okay. So I think I rumble here. There's something to be said for abrading this blood fountain. I mean, I don't think it's what I want to do, but there's something to be said for it. I think we probably just abrade Runo out of the way here. They can get Runo back, but it costs them enough mana and stuff that it doesn't bother me that much. Alright, so let's use a Braid here to kill Runo. They may be able to bounce him to their hand, but that's not exactly a disaster, I don't think. Yeah. Then we play our Oakshade Stalker. Now what happens? Okay, works for me. So yeah, like I said, they can get it back with Blood Fountain, but I feel like we're pressuring them enough that we don't really care. You know? I think we're just like, whatever. We can swing for a bunch. And our Runebound Wolf will do 3 right now at a time. Now, that's a pretty good play against us. That's one of the cards that can sort of get these decks back into a position where they can get their shields up. However, don't know that it's enough. Yeah. So I think we attack here with Oakshade Stalker. Good chance they block. But if they don't... So yeah, we attack with Oakshade Stalker here. Alright, and then we play Snarling Wolf. And I think we leave mana up. We should be able to Runebound Wolf them to death here. Pretty much. Yeah. Let's hope they can't find a way to stabilize here. I mean, this is step 1 towards stabilizing for them. The only good news is they did have to get rid of creatures in their graveyard, so grinding out value with Blood Fountain is going to take a little longer. Okay, that doesn't bother me much. I think we probably use our wolf. Oh, well, now we definitely do. I think they needed those bodies to have a chance here. Good morning, Eon Volterra. We are 0-0 right now, but I think we're going to win this game barring something crazy happening here. Okay. Send everybody in. Block the Trampler. Block that. So use this ability. They're dead. We have 2 Childs of the Pact. Children of the Pact? I guess that's the plural. Well, that kind of went how we wanted. I mean, we didn't have the best early start. So we kind of felt more like a mid-range deck there. You know, we started doing damage in the middle of the game and then finished them with the wolf pretty much. So, yeah. I guess that's what we're hoping for. But yeah, this deck does seem sweet. I mean, we have nice early curve out, like I said, and then we have some nice late game stuff between our Runed Wolf Wolves and our Dollhouse and Children of the Pact. Like, Pack. P-A-C-K. Like, all of that is pretty appealing. You mean in a single activation of the wolf? I think we just did the most I've done with it so far in this format. Nice hand. We can curve out and then slap a Ripsaw on something. It's always nice when your opponent doesn't play a Traveling Minister on turn 1. I always appreciate it. Always makes me feel better. Alright, so I think the Celebrant is a better attacker here, like overall, because it can just attack through the infantry and not trade. But this will be a 3-2 Trampler next turn. That certainly matters. Yeah, I think we go with the Ridge Wolf. The reason it matters extra is because our opponent may just play an X3 here, in which case our Celebrants can't attack. So I think having the ability to still attack this turn is nice. Yeah, and so they did. Okay. So let's play our Oakshade Stalker here. And I think we attack. I think if our opponent wants to race, we give it a try. There shouldn't be anything wrong with the stream. This is where I could really use an Abrade. I do have 3 of them or whatever. Alright, so we attack with our Stalker here and then play Child of the Pack. Nice. Yeah, and then play our Child. So our board will transform eventually. Not there yet, obviously, but... Okay. Having to do that on your own turn feels pretty nice. I could also just pass this turn and make a wolf, which is pretty spicy. That's always worth looking at. Okay. So yeah, I could just make a wolf. Into our turn. Turns this into a 6-3. I get a 3-3. Next turn I can play the Ripsaw and equip it in one turn. I mean, not playing the Celebrant is a little bit of a bummer, but I think we just pass the turn here. We want to make a wolf first, actually. Right, yeah. So let's do that. They do definitely have the mana to double spell here, but I'm kind of okay with that, obviously. This does gain them 3 when it hits us, which I don't love. But it does do that. It does make it less likely they'll double spell. Okay, so we can have a pretty... Oh, they did double spell. What a bummer. Okay. Well, that Abrade is going to come in handy. I think maybe I make another wolf and leave up Abrade. Let's send in a wolf first. Alright. Then make a wolf. So if they try to put that aura on a thing, I abrade it. Although getting rid of the Heron maybe should take priority, but... You know. So, yeah, I think we just take the 4 here. So they do still get the 1/1 token, but we still go for it. Oh, man! They keep double spelling. They keep having just enough to double spell, and I haven't appreciated that. Man, we're in trouble here because the Twin Blade guys can give double strike to one of these flyers, and that's not currently something I can do anything about. It's almost like I should try to race with our Ripsaw, but man, kind of sucks. Yeah, we're in trouble. We're gonna send in this wolf though. Good chance they just block it. I guess I'm going to go with the same game plan. I mean, it's a game plan that's going to lose us the game in the near future, but especially because we know they can double spell. I guess because they can double spell, it's just not worth it, actually. Yeah. But I think these flyers are going to get us. And yeah, this is maybe the sweetest blue-white deck I've seen, just because, like, almost every card in their deck has either flying or is an aura or whatever, which is kind of crazy. Oh, that's going to get spicy here. Yeah, I think maybe doing the wolf stuff we did was the wrong call. I mean, I think it was right to attempt it, but, you know. So yeah, I mean, there's no way we don't die now. I can make 2 wolves, but, you know, they have all these flyers. I have an Abrade, but it just doesn't do enough, so. They got us. And we never really put up that much of a fight. Like, we tried to, but every time we decided to make a wolf token, the fact that they were able to double spell was pretty backbreaking. If they hadn't been able to double spell, I think we could have had some enormous turns, because we would have played a Ripsaw and put it on the 7-3. And that would have been a problem for them. And maybe the best plan there, though, I should have maybe not been so reliant on them not double spelling. Maybe the best plan there was just to play the Ripsaw and start attacking earlier. Seems like that may have been the best line, but it's too late now. What a terrible hand to send it back, unfortunately. Right, this one is much better. It's either Dawnheart Disciple or the Guest. Which one do I want less? I mean, we've already got a 2-drop. We already have a 3-2, but I think, well, I guess if we play it on turn 2, it attacks as a 3-3 on turn 3, which is pretty spicy. Yeah, okay, let's put the Guest away. I still think this is our better plan. A 3-3 is a better attacker than a 2-2, you know. A 3-2, rather. Okay. So let's try to play it. Could get syncopated, but it's not a nightmare for us. I mean, I don't love it. Especially because we mulligan, so we kind of need to be the one getting things going here, but, you know. That seems interesting to me. Why would you not use it on the Stalker? I guess maybe they have removal for it, too. Or maybe not. Ooh. The Suitor's a little awkward here, but it'll be able to attack with our Stalker next turn, most likely. And I think that sounds pretty good to me. So I think we play the Suitor. I think a Bleed Dry is incoming. I guess what they did preserves their life total a little more, at least in the immediate time frame. Alright. So, we just rumble with both of these, and then we get 2 mana, which we can use. Maybe we just want to use it to play our Child of the Pack. We'll see. They may bounce something here, which would be a bummer. So, let's go to blockers here. So yeah, I think we probably just want to play our Child of the Pack with the mana, rather than pump a thing. So, yeah. We even have mana to pay for Syncopate if that's what they have, so that part's good. I could also just play both of these, which there's some value to. But I think the Child is probably... Oh. Yeah. Yeah. I think the Child's probably just better, though. I might bounce it, I guess. There's not much that can kill it. Other than Bleed Dry, which they didn't have mana for at the time. Hero's Downfall can do it too. They certainly have mana for it now that they've untapped, but yeah. So they're kind of in desperation mode over there, I would say. Alright, so drew a land. It's not red, so I can't actually double spell, which is annoying. But I think we just swing out here. I mean, we could have Braid and just attack them for 8, which not a bad plan. But playing Runebound Wolf seems pretty spicy here too. As does just making a wolf and passing. So I could still use this Abrade, but I think we hold on to it for a later turn, probably. They probably block Deadly Dancer here. Which, given our mana situation, is not that great. It does have Trample, so we could play the Abrade and get the trample damage going, but it's probably not worth it. Drop them to 9, which means... Yeah, maybe I just do make a wolf and pass. Now that I have 2 werewolves, it is relatively likely that they double spell. And that does hurt that plan a little bit. I think maybe playing another Trampler. I don't know. I wish I had 2 red mana so bad right now. This will be huge. I think there's such a good chance that they double spell that probably just playing out a creature is just going to be better for us here. I think we'd rather go with the Trampler for now, although, never mind. Getting the Runebound Wolf online really matters in terms of the clock, so... I think that's where we go. Well, I'm glad I have a braid. Okay. Do I just leave the Bloodcaster in play? Seems a little crazy, right? But maybe it's not. They're gonna get a blood token if I abrade their Blood Crazed Socialite. But if I play... I think getting the 3/3 out of the way is really good here. Yeah. So, let's kill the Socialite. They get a blood token. 3, 5, 7. I think I attack with both of those. We go to 4. We play a Ridge Wolf. So if we untap and still have all these creatures in play, they're dead. They have a lot of mana, which concerns me. But they do sort of need to add to the board in addition to whatever else they want to do. So I think they're going to sack some blood and try to find a way to not die here. Yeah. No, they did just discard that. I guess they're splashing white for it. You know, if you have enough blood, splashing like a disturbed thing on a splash, playing a disturbed thing on the splash isn't a terrible idea. We haven't gotten our dollhouse yet. We really need to get that thing going at some point. Although, if we keep just killing people with wolves, I guess that's okay too. Man, another not very good hand, especially on the play. On the draw, I might risk keeping this, but yeah, we just don't have the mana we need. Okay, this is much better. We keep it. Man, what do we put back? I don't want to lose any of this stuff that much. The Child, we're a ways away from being able to cast. It's the thing we're furthest away from being cast, but it's one of the best cards in our deck. So... yeah. I pretty much only play on weekends. All the Magic playing I do is streamed, basically. Let's see. Yeah, it's probably the Saw in this hand. It's just kind of slow and awkward. Yeah. We managed to win the last one despite a mulligan, so let's see if we can do it again. I'm going to lead with the Celebrant. You know, as we've said all along, it's the better attacker. Also, it doesn't die to the Fang's removal spell thing, so that's cool. Alright, so we attack here with the Celebrant. Play our Runebound Wolf. I probably stream 7 drafts on weekends where I stream on both days. Yeah, that's less than ideal, isn't it? Wow. The double Doom Dissenter here is really going to hold us back. I mean, I could use a Braid, but I think we just want to play the Child of the Pack here and pass our turn. Alright, kill the Child. Ooh, okay. Well, now that we have this Alluring Suitor, think we play it and we attack. Our Runebound Wolf may be about to die here, but I can live with it. I can use a Braid if I really want to. Yeah, so they double block the Runebound Wolf. So using a Braid here keeps our Wolf alive. But other than that, it's pretty horrible value. So I don't think we do it. This is where Flame Blessed Bolt would have been pretty nice. Well, if I attacked with the Celebrant... Oh, you're right. I screwed that up. I should have attacked with the Celebrant last turn. Somehow I was thinking 1 damage would still be done, but you're right. I screwed it up. I should have attacked. Yeah. So... we do still have the ability to do this, which I think we do. Yeah. Ooh. It's probably a Braid, whatever they target here. It's not great. We're going to be out of gas pretty much, so... yeah, right. So it's a Braid to target. Another Braid is nice. Alright, so we attack here. I guess they have a trick. Because there's a risk that they have a trick, I don't know that I really want to use a Braid here. Seems way too risky. Okay, I can still use it now, but it still seems unnecessarily risky. So, I just don't want to end up in a situation where we get blown out, you know, so... play something I can kill with a Braid, or nothing. I'll take it. I'll take either of those. They're probably going to play something that will flip their Dormant Grove, and they'll suddenly have 2 massive creatures, at which point it's going to be real tough for us. There's a good chance that's what goes down here. Okay, or they do that. Give me not a land. Nice. I'm not too picky, you know? I just want not a land. So that we can keep pressuring them. I think our opponent just stabilized. It doesn't gain them any life, but it's going to flip this. That's what we were afraid of happening last turn, and I don't know how we're going to punch through the rest of the way. Our Dollhouse, I guess, would help. There's a few cards that would help, but not a lot. Oh. That's one of the better things we could draw, I guess. Man, we're about to be 2-2. I feel like lately I've had a lot of decks where I, like, get... like, my color pair's crazy open. Haven't actually done that well. And then I've had other decks do surprisingly well. Stupid Vigilance. Yeah. I think we take it. Yeah, I haven't gotten it yet, but I do have a Dollhouse. I didn't have the mana to block in a Braid, otherwise that would have been the plan. So, yeah. I do think we attack here with our Rip Hook Raider and see what happens. Just a chump isn't too bad of news for us, I don't think. They do get to draw a card, of course, but... Alright, so let's play Ridge Wolf. Hello, Headology Magic. Thanks for the raid. Are we going to punch through 10 damage? I mean, they're probably about to play another Flourishing Hunter, so... so probably not, but it could happen. So we can block an Abrade now, but it's not that good to do, frankly. So I have to block... I guess we're going to block with the Celebrant. Yeah, go to 7. Does give us blood, so it gives us a little bit of a chance to find something we need. If they don't double spell here, Wolf Strike would be really good. Ah, crap. So they're going to gain back some life here, which is a problem. Alright, so we do want to hold on to a Braid. I guess maybe I just use it to kill the Scavenger here and maximize what we can do with our mana on our turn, should we draw the way we want to. I think that seems good. Alright, so we throw this away. Yeah! Just what I was hoping for. Yeah. We pretty much lose here. Not much I can do. Other than block ugly. I don't really feel like it was a waste of a Braid because we were kind of screwed no matter what. The option that we had was basically to try to win on that turn or lose. So I think we had to Abrade the blocker to have a chance. Yeah. Do I double block here and hope we, like... I don't know. I don't know what we can even draw that's that good here. Even our, Dollhouse isn't really going to bail us out or anything. So the best thing is probably just to chump. Yeah, well, and that does it, so... 2 and 2. Thank you for the follow. Badu the Boy and God's QC needs work. And White Fangs. Man, like I said, it seems like I've had a lot of decks that seem super sweet have sort of underwhelming records. Let's hope we avoid that fate here, but... yeah. We need to stop mulliganing, for one thing. We did win a game where we mulliganed, I guess. I think the 2 decks we beat were both blue-black decks, so... We got stomped by a blue-white deck. We got less stomped by that last opponent, but we still pretty much got stomped. I mean, ultimately. Alright, this is a pretty good hand. It's got the potential to turn horrible if we don't draw any lands. But on the draw, there's a good enough chance we draw lands. And drawing another 2-drop works too. I mean, it's not quite as good, but it's acceptable. Nice. So, yeah, I think we play Blood Petal Celebrant here. We do not block. Okay. So... it's tempting to play the Suitor, but it's just not going to be able to transform next turn because it's just not going to have good attacks at all. So it's probably just better to play our Stalker here. And then play our Spiked Ripsaw next turn. Alright. Wolf Struck. Okay, so... yeah, we'll take 3. It's So hope they don't have another Wolf Strike. I kind of am thinking about playing my Mariner instead of Child of the Pack because I'd rather it get Wolf Struck. Oh, I may play the Child this turn. I couldn't do it last turn, obviously. So, but the reason I might not play the Child is, it's probably still just better to play the Child, though. We're not going to block with our Celebrant, so we may as well attack with it. And then we play our Child. Is the Mariner just better right now? I think maybe it is. Yeah, I think the Mariner is just better. Ooh. Be cool if we get to go off with our Dollhouse here. Options. So here we probably just play Child of the Pack. I could attack with Hook Hand Mariner, but they're just going to trade their Scorpion. Doesn't really seem worth it to me. I think we just play our Child. And end our turn. We have a lot more mana than we do. There could be a Bramble Worm in our future. That's not great either. It worries me less than a Bramble Worm, but it's still not good news for us. Okay. So it could make a Wolf and pass, but that also transforms their Weaver. I think maybe play Runebound Wolf and pass is better. Like, this is going to give us a way to kill them that doesn't involve attacking. The only problem with doing that is that our opponent will be able to kill it, obviously, with Pyre Spawn, like if we ever block. And we're going to have to at some point. So maybe it is just better to pass the turn and plan on blocking Pyre Spawn. Yeah. I think it is. They do have a bunch more mana now, but there's not that much they could do with it that they couldn't already do, you know? Ugh. That's a problem. So, I'm leaning towards double blocking this thing with our Blood Petal Celebrant and our Wolf Token. They have one card in their hand. It's not that likely we get this blows up in our face. I think we just do it. So they do 3 to me here, most likely. Okay. Guess we're gonna double spell here. Seems pretty good. Yeah. I suppose I can attack here. Yeah, let's attack first, actually. Smart. I'm smart. Yeah, get in for that 6. I like it. And then we play a Runebound Wolf. Land Dawnheart Disciple doesn't frighten me a lot. We're going to play our Dollhouse of Horrors at some point, but that point is probably going to be when we can make a token right away. I guess if we transform this, we'll be able to. And we can transform it. I probably end up using a Braid one way or another, but... Yeah, I think an attack here seems pretty good, especially with our dollhouse in our hand. Yeah, so let's attack with these two. Do we want Runebound to get in there too? I don't think so. Plus, it wouldn't have transformed, so... you know. So if they go for a double block, yeah, I think we probably use a Braid here to blow it up. Yeah, if I have Braid, I can't make the token, but that's not a big deal. I can wait. So yeah, we'll do this. Then, I guess we may as well use this ability. Because all I'm going to do... I don't have the mana to do more than play Belligerent Guest anyway, so... Drops them to 11. Something to be said for playing the Ripsaw here, but... if I get a 6 mana, I can just do it next turn anyway, so... well. Okay. So... we swing with both of these. Do I want to swing with my wolf too? I don't think so. Alright, so then we use this ability. Kill their thing. Drop them to 7. Okay, Ripsaw or Ridgewolf? I think Ripsaw. They're at low enough life, although this is another Trampler, actually. That probably matters. Yeah, we'll play our Trampler. It is funny, we finally got our Dollhouse, but I don't think we get to play it. Nope. Our opponent flooded out late there, which obviously helped our cause a lot. Man, I've had a lot of hands that look like this today, and that is not very nice. Oh my god. Well, I think we have to keep this one and just hope we draw our way out of it, because if we go below 6, we're kind of entering disaster mode. So we're going to keep 6. Sadly, I think we put the Dollhouse on the bottom. Yeah. Come on, Mountain. That is one way to only go 3 and 3 with a deck like this. See if we can get out of it, though. If we draw a Mountain, we're golden. Okay, I mean, it's not a Mountain, but we drew a thing we can play. Aha! We did it! You're a vampire, right? Yeah, so... play our Suitor. Decent chance we can transform it next turn. We'll have to see. They may kill it here, too. Okay. I'm kind of leaning towards the Wolf, even though we can play it now, because the Mariner's just going to have more of an impact on this game. Yeah. okay. So I think we attack here, transform this, and maybe use a Braid to bust up a block. We can use the mana to play the Mariner too, which is nice. So, yeah. I think we attack here. See what they do. Like, if they don't block, I could play the Mariner. Obviously, they're going to block, but let's make them do it, I guess. Interesting. So I think we just let that happen and play our Mariner with the mana now. Yeah. Then we play Mariner. Something's about to be bled dry. No? Okay. Man, I could use some double red mana right about now. Okay. So I think we attack with our Mariner. If they decide to trade, that's okay. Yeah, okay. Then we'll play a Hungry Ridge Wolf. If I had double red that turn, I would have had a nice attack. So we're getting close to Flourishing Hunter territory, which is not good news for us. It's hard for us to overcome a game where our opponent plays that card, basically. Do I play the Mariner in the first main phase here just to get the boost? Probably. You know, it tells them what I have, which isn't great, given all their mana and the cards they have in their hand, but I think we probably still do it. Something's gonna die here, one way or another. I can tell you that much. Oh. Yeah, that's not great for us, but we do still have Deadly Dancer. But if their whole plan here is to play, like, Flourishing Hunter... Oh, man. That's not great for us. Alright, so we're gonna play Child of the Pack here. That's the biggest millipede, most effective millipede I've ever seen in this format. So we have double red now. I mean, I could attack and use a Braid. But man, is that ugly. Might still be worth it, ugly or not. I get their big creature out of the way, and then I still have one really good creature around. They have one card in their hand, so it could go pretty sideways, but I do think we go for it. Uh-oh. They may make sure we have no creatures here. So let's hit them for the damage first. Drops them to 8. And then Braid this thing the rest of the way. This can swing for 4 a turn right now, so they need blockers. What we really don't want to see is Flourishing Hunter. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Right now they don't have any other creatures to sacrifice. So we're not completely dead, but we are in a ton of mana, a ton of problems here. So, yeah. We gotta hope they don't draw a creature. If they draw a creature, I think we're dead. If they don't draw a creature, we have a chance. Oh, they drew a creature. God. Times like this in this format feel really bad, where you're doing so well, and then this Dread Feast demon comes down, and you're like, yeah, I can't do anything about that. Ooh, interesting. It gives us a little more of a chance. Not a lot of one, mind you. I need to draw, like, Wolf Strike here, basically. That's not Wolf Strike. I have to attack here pretty much, which is not good, but it is what we're going to do. So yeah, we needed to draw Wolf Strike that turn, and we didn't. We're going to trample for 1 here. That's interesting. It makes me do it. Makes me give it to their creature. This deck, so disappointing to go 3 and 3 with. Yeah, I mean, you know, we had that game in the bag until that demon came around, but, you know, the fact that we let the game get to that point, it's on us, I guess, but what a disappointing 3 and 3 that was. Like I said, I've had a lot of decks that I don't think seem that great do better than this one, but, you know.